thanks for watching. This week we have a special guest, Ken Carpenter, Shimizu. Welcome back to Guam.
Thank you, sir.
Right on. If you don't know who Ken is, I thought I'd take the time for this vlog installment to kind of focus on an athlete coming from a high level of one sport and then starting Jiu Jitsu. Ken is a two-time Olympian, two-time member of the U.S. Cycling team, right? The U.S. Olympic cycling team, and you're one of those dudes that just burns the rubber on the velodrome. So give us just a little bit of history about you and cycling, just for the viewers.
Real quickly, I think I started cycling when I was 17, and it's just one of those things. It's like any sport or anything you fall in love with. I was just hooked, and all I wanted to do, I couldn't wait to get out of school to ride my bike. I couldn't wait to cut school to ride my bike. And then when I started racing, all I wanted to do was just train and travel and race everyone and everywhere. Like I said, I think it was a passion, and it's one of those things where you're passionate about something, the timing's right, and you get a couple good breaks, and then your career takes off. And it was a lot of fun. You know, I grew up as a cyclist, and taught me a lot of lessons about hard work, etc. But most of all, it was just a lot of fun. I progressed, and then I made the national team in '87, went on to win the Pan Am Games in '87, made the Olympic team in '88. Not the best showing there, and then continued a couple more world championships, and then I made the '92 Games and was 5th in Barcelona.
Boy,
so that's about as far as I got.
That's pretty damn far there, Ken. So there you go, 5th in the world. You know, you got to the highest level of competitive cycling, and then what did life have in store for you then?
Actually, cycling set me up for my professional career as a stock trader on Wall Street. One of my sponsors was a Wall Street bank, and I went to the CEO after I was I injured my back, and it's clear that my career was winding down. I said, "Hey man, I need a job."
Nice.
And he gave me a job, and I happen to like that too, and it worked out great.
That's a good sponsor.
Yeah, that's not bad. It could have been a lot worse.
Okay, so you get into a professional state. Things are slowing down. Were you still cycling at the time?
Yeah, I started doing age-graded riding.
Okay, and then what got you into Jiu Jitsu?
I started getting sick of riding my bike. And the problem with it is the way my brain is and the way my body is. It's like if I don't work out at least every other day, shit starts to get weird.
I feel you. So what led you?
A buddy of mine started taking jiu-jitsu in Santa Cruz, and he said, "You should try it." And I waved him off for a couple of years, and then I took it up 2 years after him, and man, I was hooked. And I kind of did it like jiu-jitsu light, where I started taking privates, and I was hooked. The first open class I went to, I was hooked. And then I would try to go every day, and I'd go 3-4 days, bang my body up, and then I wouldn't be able to train for a week, and then I finally got to where I could go every day.
Was it at a point automatically where it was like it was maddening already? It was like it was constantly on your mind? Yeah,
I'd be sitting at work and thinking about yesterday's class and what I did wrong, and I got to tell you, man, compared to I started with a guy, a buddy of mine who was a different friend, who was a collegiate wrestler, and so we'd go in and we'd take privates together, we'd go to class together, and he would just fucking kick my ass. And he was probably 50 pounds lighter than me, and I was not good at it, but I was so hooked on it, I just come and beat my head against the wall every day to keep going, and then kind of a couple of years into it, I got a couple things going, and it's the same thing, I'm hooked. What can I do?
And where do you train at now, currently?
Half Crazy Berkeley.
Nice. Train with Sean Roberts and
Eduardo
Fraga. Very good. Good training partners. So let me ask you this. Coming from a high level of cycling and then having to, later on in life, start from the bottom as a white belt to make your way, were there challenges? Were there things from cycling that was able to help you, or did it hold you back? Or
I think what helped me was cycling helped me just keep my ego in check. Right? If I come in, I get my ass kicked, I go, look, it's not the end of the world. You're not a spring, whatever excuse you want to be, you're not a spring chicken anymore. You didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. You just have to figure out a way to win. but it keeps you from. I think it kept me from kind of thinking, well, I should be able to do this, and why can't I? Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It was easier for me to cope with getting choked.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Than
you had been through that process before of having to be on the grindstone and be the hammer, the nail roll, and whatnot. And I guess that fit perfectly in right when you meshed with your jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
So it's a much more mature and I think a little more methodical. Like in cycling, I was able just to bludgeon. You know, I was fast and I was strong, and I'd get to the front, and I'd rip your legs off, and that was it. You know. And here, it's like you can try that in jiu-jitsu, but man, it just doesn't work that way.
No,
the guy's technically better than you. You're going to suffer.
Yeah.
So you have to reprogram your body, reprogram your mind as well. And I think the other thing is that I'm 48 now. I'm going to be 49 in December, and man, unfortunately, you don't move the same way.
Yeah.
You got to compensate for it.
Yeah. Wow. Are you enjoying your jiu-jitsu journey?
Absolutely.
Nice.
That's what I focus on now. I just like focus on. Am I happy? Yes. Do I want a glass? Yes. That's it. And everything else is secondary.
And how often are you training?
Man, I try to go 5 days a week, but 4 seems to be the sweet spot.
That's okay. 4 days a week at 48 is not bad.
5 days it gets shaky. It's like 5 days to pick your partners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 days is like a yard sale.
Right on. Well, there you have it. That's our first Olympian on Jiu-Jitsu Saved My Life. And I want to thank you, Ken, for coming in to train at the Academy.
Thank you.
And thank you for the interview. And you guys heard it from the man. If you're, even if you're from the highest of one discipline, it's never too late for you to start improving your life and trying out Jiu-Jitsu. And you're going to start from the bottom, which is always a good place to start, I guess, right? And so keep training. Congratulations. Welcome back to Guam and enjoy your trip. And you guys keep training hard and check us back later on.